So ready? Radhika?
Oh, Windows itself, Windows 7.
7. Mr. Reddy? It's your call or my call?
Yeah.
Reddy, what is your operating system?
Windows 7, I think Windows XP. I have 2-3 pieces I need to see.
Okay. I think here Windows Visual Studio 2012 and all will not be allowed to install in Windows XP. Okay, minimum Windows 7 to be okay. You have to be very clear. Otherwise, what happens? You know, like adjustment, you need to add some patches and all. It will be very difficult, right?
Okay,
Let's
so
start our program.
Installing this one is straightforward or?
Straightforward.
Okay.
No, it's a straightforward. Like you can keep on pressing the next button, right? Since it is Express Edition, even it won't insist you to arrange the key also. Shall I continue? Okay. Like here, initially, as I said, you that we'll be start working with C#.net, and we'll also see real-time scenarios also. How it will be there, we'll see. So here, first of all, my intention is I'll teach you how to write the C# syntax using the console application. Then parallelly we'll start the Windows application also. Why? Because we cannot develop everything in C# console application. So my thing is initially we'll see how to write down the programming in C#. Then we'll immediately jump to the Windows application. Parallelly we'll do it. Okay. So here when you install the Visual Studio, okay, generally the software look like this. Okay. So here when you go to the file, new project. Okay. So here, once you download all these things which I said you right, whether you install Visual Studio C# 2012 or anything, okay, you could able to see in the left side. Understand? In the templates it will come. Understand? Like C#, I have Visual Basic. These are installed in my machine. Clear? Okay, whatever you install, you will be getting that one. Okay, and here Express editions are very comfortable to install. Okay, and next one. In right side you could able to see the type of the application which you are going to be developing. Before starting this, let's see what is there in the first line. You could able to see the framework versions. So here, once you install the latest version, you can select a framework of the latest or the previous also. Understand? So, for example, yes, tell me.
Yeah, in normal in current client side, will they be updating to .NET Framework 4 or 4.5 immediately, or it's like some people will be using old like 3.0 or 2.0?
Okay.
No, I'm asking whether in real time, the clients will be using the latest one or it will be like some test.
I'll tell you. Maximum clients will use the old one only. The reason I'll tell you. See here, client in the sense they are going to be habituated with an application for a long period, right? For example, you take, see, you think that you are working for a client who is related to some, what we call hospitality. Think that they are working with a framework called as a 3.0. Okay. So here, their entire work has been binded into 3.0. So they will not come out from the 3.0 immediately. It will take very long time. Why? Because their entire infrastructure will be binded with that version. So you may not worry about that one. Okay. The new application, what you are going to be developing, that will be of the current frameworks. That's the one logic you need to remember. If a client is approaching for the new application, that they will be selecting 4.5. Understand?
New application in the sense, suppose
like new project.
New project means, but like suppose some site is there, so in that some you mean to say some functionality they are adding, so they will go for 4.5 or completely a different application. You mean?
I'll tell you. There are two things. One is here, existing application will automatically what will be called updated when you have an advanced version of the software. For example, here you have an older version which is running and developed using 4.0, right? Okay. Now, if you open the same application in 4.5, the components will automatically get added. You need not to go for upgradation also.
Oh, okay.
See, I'll tell you. See, your previous application, you developed one program using this Visual Studio 2010. Okay. All right. So the same application, if you just open this, it automatically converts. It will ask you whether you want to upgrade. If you simply click yes, nothing will change except that additional components will be what will be called attached to that, right?
But my question is, suppose normally in production scenario, they will be like you have to test something, right? You just you cannot use the latest version just like that, right? Because maybe there will be some bugs or something. So
Okay.
I'm asking whether that is
Oh,
possible.
yeah. I understand. So here in .NET generally what we will do is version changes, framework changes, you will be having the additional, not only additional functionalities, additional components will be there. See, you're talking about additional facilities, right? You're talking about additional facilities. Okay. I'm talking about additional functionalities. Like for example, in Windows, like framework, in framework 3.0, okay, we don't have link queue. In framework 3.5, we have a link queue. Okay, so when you change the framework, okay, components gets added, functionalities remain same. Hello?
Okay, so
Yes.
my simple question is, suppose I'm working in 3.0 now, within
Okay.
the client maybe, I don't know, client may be planning to go for 3.5. So what
Okay.
need to, I mean,
See, that's what I said you, right? Like, I'll tell you a small example here. I'll show you one example now itself. See
okay,
here, I'm having one console application here. This is US batch 2. I'm giving a console app, something called console app 5.
okay,
Okay. See how it is going to be happening. We'll see. Need not to go for the version change also. Simple example I'll tell you. See,
okay,
I'm having a one class. Okay, something class related to something called production 2005. See here, I'm adding a class. Simple. Right click here. Okay, add new item. Okay, here I'm taking a class, and the name of the class is something called production. Okay, something called 2013. Some
okay,
file is there. Okay,
okay,
so this is thing that this is happening using one version. Thing that you think that it was happened using 2008, Visual Studio 2008 with framework what will be called 2008 what framework 3.5, right? Now
okay,
what happened? See here, if you open it in another version, what changes will happen? We'll see. For example, if you change this here, how automatically it happens? Just make this one as a 2014. See here, I'm doing some changes. You can say that this is happening in the version change. Right? Like when you click on this, what's happening, you can see, you can observe. Just press enter. See, you are trying to do some changes. Okay. Would you like to perform these manipulations affected related to all the things it lasts to? That's a very simple thing. If you click on this, what happens here? The respective changes will automatically gets applicable. See, the change what we given here, the change what are applicable here. Not only this here, all the respective what will be called inheritance, assemblies, everything gets updated. Understand? Hello, ready?
yeah,
Okay, this is, and another one we have a facility called as DLL. DLL, what will be called multiple versions. Okay, that facility is also available. What I'll tell you, for example, you have something, Mr. Reddy, think that you have a mail service called as rmail. It's a version of 4.0. Understand? Now you want to upgrade to next version. We have two options. Entirely redesign the structure or else release a new component called as a rmail 5.0. So what happened, you know, these two are accessible parallelly. Understand? Able to understand or not? So now what happened, you know, both are available. The person who is habituated with 4, they can continue with the 4.0 features. The person who want to come to the new features, they can come to the new features. That is also facility available.
okay,
Understand? These facilities are available especially in .NET. Okay, I'll tell you a small example here. Think that you have a mail service which contains only what will be called as a send mail. Okay, you can say that maximum capacity of something called 2 MBs .docx file.
So my,
Okay.
another question is, this you are saying some mail application, right?
Yes.
So what do you mean by application here? Like, is that something some you know, functionality where you have a lot of options, or
Yes.
it only
What I mean to say, functionality in the sense, it's one of the library.
so which
Okay.
will have any .cs programs inside?
No, .dl. Okay.
One the DLL.
Yes. DLLs are the libraries here. right?
So there will be per application there will be one DLL or there will be many DLLs.
No. You may have hundreds of DLL. It's not a need not to have one thing. Okay, you'll be having hundreds. You will be creating. Okay.
Okay.
So shall we start our subject?
Okay.
Hello. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
Yes.
see. See here, what I'm trying to do is how to create a. See, we'll see all the applications parallel here. So now what I'm trying to do is, as I said you that how to create an application. When you right click on the solution, let's see from the starting here. See here, when you click on the file new project, it will ask you to please provide the solution. Okay, solution is nothing but a collection of projects. Okay, see here, I'm taking this solution as one thing, like see here, demo app. Okay, so in the solution, I can have multiple application. I'm taking console app 1. So yesterday also I shown you this. I have console app 1. So once you create this, what happens, your Visual Studio, as I said you that it is an intelligent, it gives you the infrastructure which is ready like what we call not only the plain land, it will create the first floor also. You can you can keep on updating new things. Okay. Now what happens, it creates what will be called one class. Okay, and it named as a program class, and it given one startup method called as a main method. So this is a startup related to the any application, whether it may be console application or Windows application. So if you have this one, the program is ready to start. Understand? So this code you need not write; it will automatically build up by this Visual Studio. Clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you are able to see this, there is some structure. For every program, every language, there is something called as a built-in, called as a ready-made. Okay. In .NET also we have ready-mades in the form of a DLLs. In .NET the ready-mades are available in the form of a DLLs called as dynamic link libraries. Okay. These DLLs, what are all the DLLs which you want to import to your program? You'll be having a keyword called as using assembly name. See. So if you are able to see this using system, you are asking your compiler to import this library in your program. Understand? What are all the ready-mades which are available? That ready-mades you can import by using the keyword called as a using. Understand? Okay. So you can understand that there are some keywords. Okay. For example, we'll go for the using keyword. Okay. You can understand that this keyword is used to import an assembly. You can call it as a DLL to the current project. Understand? Anything, okay, any project, first you have to be very clear. Using keywords are used to import the namespaces. And in .NET we have a facility called as a namespace which is not available in Java also. So here the group of classes, okay, can be kept in one group using this namespace. Okay, namespace is a collection of classes. Okay, use it to group classes. Understand? See, there are some, for example, I'll tell you, when you go for a mail service, we have something called mail. Not only the mail, you'll be having the user accounts, you'll be having the address contacts. This is clear. So contacts will be there, mails will be there, something else also will be there. So what I can do is mails I can group separately, contacts I can group separately. So if you want to have a separate program for everything, what we need to do is, for example, mails I have two classes, send mail, receive mail. Okay, contacts I can say add contacts, fetch contacts. Chat I can do. So what I can do is I can have multiple classes, but the classes are also allowed to group. Understand? So namespace is a collection of classes. Using namespace we can group classes. Here?
Okay.
So the keyword is namespace. Okay. So this keyword is used to group the classes. Understand? What is the use of namespace? Namespace is used to group the classes. Okay. As C# program, namespace is optional. Okay. For console applications, namespace is optional. Okay. For Windows application, and the see here, as I said, you the .NET is a small, not a programming language. It's a technology where depends upon the requirement. You can call thousands of DLLs, thousands of what will be called supported files and all. So what we need to do is namespaces are mandatory when you go for advanced application development, right? So using is used to import an assembly, whereas namespace is used to create group of classes. Clear? Okay, let's see this. So first line is clear, using statement and namespace statement. And next one, for every .NET program, see when you talk about a C# is pure oops. Okay, when you're talking about a pure oops, everything will be in the classes only. Okay, so in the C# also you will be having all classes, but you have to be very, very clear. One of the class should have a name called as a program. Okay, and that program class should have a main method like this. It will be there. So you can understand that a class which contains the main method, it's the startup of the program. Okay, the application well starts using this main method.
So the
Yeah.
program name will be a standard, or we should.
Yes, no. It is recommended and standard. Okay. Without program also you can execute, but internally there are some what will be called as a linkups, which specifies that main method will be executed here, right?
Okay.
So as per the standards, we need to have the program as a name of the class which contains the main method. For example, you may have one more class. Here, for example, I can say that email service is a class like this. You may have hundreds of classes, but one of the class which should contain the main method, that is M capital letter. Okay, that class name should be the program.
So the program will start executing from this step, right? I mean,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This is the startup of the application.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes.
Hello? Yeah.
Yes,
In
yes.
Java there is a rule that the application name and the class name should be same, but here we don't have that sort of rules. Okay? Here we have a standard that a class which contains the main method, that class name should be the program. Clear? And next one, main method, it should contain something called as a static void main. Okay? So static void main, in the sense, for this class you need not to create any object. Static is nothing but a static members. Static members need not to create an object. Okay, you need not to create an object directly. You can call. Generally, objects, in the sense, you need to have an object to be created. For statics, you need not to create any object. Okay, a method which prefix with a static keyword that can be called directly. Okay, now how it will be there, we'll see. So here I just want to display welcome message. So I'm writing to perform any manipulation. There is what we call built-in libraries. Okay, as I said you, that system is a library which is a base library for all the libraries used in the .NET. In the .NET, all the libraries are derived from the system. So you have to be very, very clear that system to be imported in your application. Okay. In the system class, there is something called as a console. So console, in the sense, it's an output. In the output, if you want to perform a manipulation like display or read, okay, we have some methods in it. So here, and .NET is an intelligence. You need not to remember anything. Everything will be displayed in lines. For example, I want to display some message. So console.write line. We have two methods. Okay. So this is for display. This is for display and move the control to next line. Right. For example, see a simple example. Okay. Hi. Okay. There are some rules for writing this C# program. We'll discuss in a bit. So here, first one. So I wrote something called as a console.write line. So console, in the sense, generally a console output. There I want to display something, a ready-made method write line, and I given some message. Okay. Now, see here, when you click on the start button, it gets generated, or else you can use the control F5. Okay. When you click on the F5, the program gets executed. See. Understand? As per my instruction, I asked it to display, but it was what happened. It displayed and came back. I want to make it to be waited for some time. So console dot something called read key. Right? So what is the meaning of this one? Here, this instruction displays a message. This instruction, it waits the output till you press any button. Okay, let's see this. Once you write it, just click on the start button. You could able to see the message and it will wait. See. Mr. Ready?
Yeah.
Clear, right? Simple example. Okay. So what is this console? We'll have this. Okay. See, actually a console is a ready-made class. Okay. Console is a ready-made class. Okay. So this is a class, contains methods, okay, to read input from the user and to display output in the console. Right.
Okay.
Okay. So it contains methods. Example, it contains the following other methods. So what are the methods we have? Example, write method is there, write line method is there, read method is there, okay, read line method is there, okay, read key is there. So the word itself indicates, okay, the word itself indicates what is the use of these methods. Okay, so here if you want to display anything, example, It's your write method. Okay, so you have to use console.write, right? Console.write. Okay, you can simply say that to display message or value in the console output, right? Simple. See, initially we will see this one and immediately we'll go to the Windows application development also. Okay. So if you want to work with Windows application, you should know the basics and you should know all the keywords which we have been used, why all these are working. Otherwise, you will not understand the Windows application. That's the reason we are concentrating a bit on console application also. Okay. Same. This is also same. To display the message on the console.
What is the main use of console application? Like normally this is I just want to ask, what is the main use of console application in?
Yes. If you want to create a command, okay, if you want to create a command or functionality in the form of a executable file, then you have to go for the console application. See, Windows application which gives you GUI output, right? What is a Windows application here? Like if you open a calculator,
Okay.
it's a Windows application. All right. So
Yeah.
Windows application, it's an application which gives you the UI, user interface. Console
Yeah.
application, it is used for performing manipulation. Like I want to say this here, when you go for are you able to see my command screen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I say dir, it's a console application. See, it's performing some manipulation. Okay. CLS, it's a console application. Right?
Okay.
Okay, so console applications are used to develop commands. Okay, Windows applications are used to design the screens. What is the difference between Windows application and console application? In the sense, console application will concentrate on the functionality. Windows application which gives you the user interface. Understand?
Okay. Yeah, I got it.
Okay, generally console applications will, yeah, tell me.
Yeah. So normally in some projects and all, normally the use of console application will be less, right? Or nothing. There won't be any console application.
See, it's not like less or higher. If a client is coming in that way, see, if a client is asking you to, I want to create a printer driver, or he's asking you to, I want to write a chat message, if he's giving such sort of instructions, okay, so we don't have any option, we have to go for the console application. And if he's asking, I want to have a screen, okay, so right now, frankly speaking, everybody will insist of developing Windows application and web application only.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. What the frequency you will be using? That's what. Okay, now I got it. Okay.
Okay, so use it to read single letter. This is for what? Single letter from the user. It is used to read, okay, a string from the user. Okay, use it to read choice. Okay, I mean to say any letter. Right? So I'll give one example on this one and immediately we'll jump to the Windows application. Right? So here. So here it's asking what will be called I want to display welcome message. See some sample program also I'm giving here. Simple example. See sample example to display welcome message. So whatever I'm trying to deliver, the thing I'll give you the snapshots also. You need not worry about that one. Okay. So to display welcome message. Console application, right? Now, see here, here I'm writing a variable, like see here I'm declaring a variable, string name. So you can understand that it's an identifier which can store one name. Okay, now what I want to do is, I want to give a message, console.write, enter your name. It's an instruction, you are instructing an output that to display this message. Okay, after giving this message, so user will provide input. That provider that input I want to read it into the variable. So I'll be using console.readline. Okay, so the message called enter your name will come, and what the input given by the user, it will be copied into the name. Now I'm writing console.writeline. Okay, something. Welcome Mr. followed by name. So instructions like what are the keywords, what are the special letters are there, you'll be understanding in a bit. Clear, right? See a simple example. It will ask you to enter the name and it will display. Okay, so to wait the output console.read key. If you are habituated with the environment, you can play Okay, you can use thousands of facilities within a matter of seconds. See here, my application. So what is asking? Enter your name. As per my screen, declare a variable. Okay, enter your name. Okay, here I am writing some name. Okay, here you will see. Welcome, Mr. Reddy. Okay.
Okay.
So it's a simple console application. Okay, let's stop the console. Let the Windows application.
Kiran, one question.
Yes.
This
Tell me.
using system, right? Can you go back to the program?
Yes. Yes. One second to read in me.
Sure.
Okay. Yes. I'm back to the program. Tell me.
So we see that using system collections, generic, and
Yes.
all that. Isn't
Yes.
it a part of system? Why do we have? Why have we included all this text?
Very
and all
good.
that?
Yeah, very good question here. See, think that you have college students. Okay, so college is one namespace. In the college, think that there are two groups. One is UG section and PG section. Okay, so you can say college in the sense all candidates will come. College.ug in the sense only UG students will come. College.pg in the sense PG students will come.
Oh, okay.
When you say college in the sense college UG students will not come. It will come up to the UG students. Inside the UG you cannot enter, right? You have to call the name of the namespace dot internal namespace also necessary. So system is a namespace. System.collections is a namespace. Inside the collections generic is a namespace. Understand? Like this, there are internal namespaces. Understand? Inside the generic, there are classes. If you import this one, system.generic.collections, so you can say system contains the collections, the collection contains the generic, that will be imported so that what are all the contents inside the generic, we are accessible now.
Okay. If we don't include that line, we cannot access generic.
Obviously, it will not allow you to allow. It will not allow you to access. Clear?
Okay.
Right? So you need to address it properly. Okay.
Okay.
Shall I continue?
If I not include the first line, the using system.
100% here. It is mandatory. What happened? I'll tell you. If you don't include system, you will get collections inside the generic, but you will not get the information inside the system. See, when you say college.pg, so PG students will come, but college staff will not come, right?
Okay.
So you need to import address. You need to address it properly, right? Clear.
Okay.
Now, see here. What did I made? I'll tell you. First of all, initially my console application is done. Now I want to work with Windows application. So I need not to close the solution. Simply right click on the solution. You can add Windows application, new project. Understand? So like similar to this one, I've selected the C#. I have Windows Forms application. See, I have one more component. Okay. So console application I selected here. Windows application I'll select here. If I want to have a DLL, I'll select here. See, understand? I'm selecting what? Windows application. Clear? Okay. Now I'll name it as a Windows App 1. Make sure that your naming is to be very, very clear so that you can put the practice in your track. So in App 1.
Here, my question is, normally the naming standards will be how it will be like based on the functionality, or it depends on the client, or how it will be like?
Depends upon the requirement. Not depends upon the client, or not depends upon anything else. It's depends upon the functionality only. Okay.
Yeah,
So I'll tell you.
Okay.
For example, I'll tell you one example here. 1 second.
Yeah.
So here I have two applications. I'll tell you how to name it. Okay. See, we have two applications. One is console application, another one is Windows application. Now if you are able to see this, console application has been highlighted. So you can understand that startup will be the console application. Right?
Okay.
Now right click on the Windows application, you could able to see an option called set a startup project. When you click on this, it started highlighting. See, which one started highlighting? Windows app. So you can understand that when you start executing in this solution, this application gets ready to execute, right? Now if you are able to see the Windows applications here, in the Windows application there are many files were there, like form1, app.config, reference. Well, you will be able to understand each and everything. Okay. Now see here, when we have multiple things, all together coming under what? Windows app 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is the reason Windows app is nothing but a namespace. What is a namespace? Windows app. When you say namespace, so what happened? It is form1 another Windows app, program.cs another Windows app 1. Clear? Now this is the Windows application screen. See, this is a very, very straightforward application. I didn't wrote even a single line of code. Okay, just click on the start button, the program gets executed. See, See, my application is ready. No functionality, but the screen is ready. See, understand? Now this is a screen which is used to go for any sort of UI designing, right? Mr. Reddy?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see this. See here, how to have the functionality. See here, in the view menu, you could able to see some option called as a toolbox. See, all these are the GUI tools which can directly place in my screen without writing a single line of code. For example, I want to have a button. I'll double click on the button. See here, the button will directly come here. Now start executing. The button is having, see, the screen is ready and with a button with a built-in functionality. See, the button is ready. Clear? I didn't write any code. Clear? The button is ready.
Yeah.
Now, you asked about a naming conventions, right? So here in .NET there is an advantage that, okay, for every setting, for every control, for every screen, we have some settings facility. Settings are available in the right side. If you're not able to see, just right click and see the properties.
Yeah, I'm not talking about this naming convention. I'm talking about the application or like .cs file we are creating, like form1.cs.
Okay.
So in actual scenario, like we cannot keep form1.cs, right? There will be some naming for that.
Yeah, we'll go. We are going here one by one. We'll see. So this is my application, right? I'll go for this one. Directly change this one. Okay. For example, this is my login page.
So we'll be calling it, I mean, it will be like functional naming we'll be giving normally.
Yes, functional naming only. Okay. And there are rules in .NET that every word first letter will be capital letter. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now, see here, I have one form with a button here. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to write some code when I click on this button. Okay. So when you select any control, a related settings gets appeared in the properties window. See here, form I selected, form settings are here. If I select a button, button settings are here. If I select something like a checkbox, okay, the checkbox settings. Are we clear? So whatever you just see the properties window, whatever we have been selected, okay, the related. See, are you people good in OOPS concepts?
Sort of.
Radhika?
Yeah, sort of. I mean, I've been mainly writing in C.
Okay, very good. Mr. Reddy, you know about reflection?
I heard, but I don't remember that correctly.
Okay. See here, for any control or whatever object you have been talking to an object, okay, the object related settings, the object related methods, the object related properties are called as reflection. Okay, the selected control contents are called as a reflection.
Okay.
Okay, so now whatever the control you select, that reflection is this one. This is the reflection, you can call it as. So what is a button? A button related all settings, the button related all methods you could be able to see here. This is called as a reflection. Understand?
Okay.
Okay. See, these are you should be very good about all these things. Anyhow, we'll take one session on that one. No issue.
So you renamed that form 1 to something, right? But
yeah, form login form, login form.
So, but
see,
the name is not reflecting in the form. Is that
that's what I'll tell. See here, for every control, two identifications will be there. One is programmer purpose, one is UI purpose, end user purpose.
Okay.
Okay. Name is for programmer purpose, not for end user purpose. Understand?
Okay.
For every control, two identifications will be there. One is name, another one is text. Name is for programmer purpose, text is for end user purpose. See, in the text you have to change. Login is the form name you given, right? Text you have to change. Okay. Say entry form. See, now it is showing as an entry form, but internally what it is? Login form.
But you
able to understand?
You see the background form1.cs is there. So is that
this is what happened? Background?
No, if you see that the highlighted one, blue color form1.cs.
Okay.
So that naming is different. I mean.
I'll tell you. Okay. This is what happened is at the time of creating the form, you're given your kept it as a form 1, right? So it remains. Okay. If you want to do it, we have one more option. Okay. So go to the solution explorer. Here you have form 1, right? Right. You can change it to this one.
Okay. I'm talking about this. Okay. You're saying we need to keep functional naming for .cs programs. That's what
yes.
Okay.
Okay, right. Now, so my form is there and my button is there. Now what I want to do is while clicking on the button, I want to perform some manipulation. Right? While clicking on the button, I want to perform some manipulation. As I said you that just right click on this control, go to the properties. You could able to see something called as a reflection. Understand? So the reflection related to the select control. Okay, selected control. Now I selected a button. The button control is button 1. Clear? So button 1, here the name I'm changing to BTN click.
Okay.
Understand? So the name of the control I taken as a button click. So it is not going to be visible. The reason is the name of the control will be for programmer purpose. Okay. And the end user purpose is you will be having a text property. Okay. Here I'm writing something called as a click. So now you could able to see the change. So a user should see that it's a click button, but programmer came to know that it's a BTN click, right?
Yeah.
Now, how to go for this code? Just double click on the button, it will take you to the code window. See? Understand? When you double click on the button, it has been taken. So the name of the control is BTN click, and the event generated for this one is underscore click. So you can understand that this is an event which will be automatically raised when the button is pressed.
Okay.
Okay, like for example, I want to display something. For everything there are built-in objects which are available. Message box dot show. So for example, I'm writing welcome. Simple. Now we have some screen. Okay, this is coding. This is screen. See, you can move from coding to screen, screen to coding. Right.
Okay. Another question is if you click that program, the program. Show me the double click that click button. Okay. Yeah.
One second.
Okay.
No issue. We'll go back. So click button, the functionality comes here. Okay.
Okay.
Now, okay, I click on this one. Okay, tell me.
You see that login form underscore load login form on
Yes.
underscore click. So that underscore load will be automatically added for whatever.
These are called as event methods.
Okay.
These are event methods. These methods will see all the things one by one here. In a single bit, you cannot learn all these things. It takes some time. Okay.
Because we are seeing.
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
Events are generated automatically. For example, if you have one more button, okay, just double click on the button, automatically event generated. Now what happened is earlier I double click on the form. That's the reason the event got generated. Okay.
Okay.
Events are the methods which will generate implicitly. You need not worry about that. Clear?
Okay.
Now, here I'll delete this button. Okay. Event still remains. If you don't want, you can delete it. Now, what I'm trying to do is, one second. I deleted some related things. So what happened? You know, the form gets destroyed. The reason I'll tell you. Here there is a button. There is a button one. The button click I deleted. Okay. So what happened? But internally it's trying to access that code. That's the reason the error is coming. Let's see this. I'll explain you these things later here. Don't worry. We'll see all the things one by one. Okay. One second. Form one, button one. Delete this. Still it's remain. One second. This button. Yes. Now I deleted the button. That's the reason. Now here I have one button now. I can go for this one. Whatever it will be. Here I can simply say that. One second. I'll name this one. Okay. Just go for this one. I'll change this one as a red. Okay. I'll change the name to BTN red. Now what is my question is when I click on this, I want to change the background color. Simple, straightforward example. Button click. Okay. This is not required. Which one? This is not required. No, I'm writing. This dot back color is equal to color dot red. So here, if you don't know the oops, you have to tell me so that I'll take a separate session on oops before starting the subject. Okay. So here, see, simple example, straightforward example. Let's see this code. So here, what did I done? I'll tell you. I placed one button, and the name of the button I changed it to BTN red. Okay, and the value I change it to text. So red. So what happened? The programmer purpose, the name of the control is BTN red, but the end user purpose, the control name is RAD red. Clear?
Okay.
Okay. And the coding here, when I double click, when I click on this one, automatically this event gets fired. Okay. Generally for function you will be calling invoked, right? But events gets fired. What will happen when you click on the button? This button has been fired. While firing this button, I wrote some code. This dot back color. What do you mean by this operator? See here, tomorrow we'll spend at least 15 minutes on OOPS here so that you will understand. Okay, so this refers to the current object. This refers to the current object. Okay, you're in which place? You're in form 1, right? This refers to my place, my base. My base is form 1. So you're asking my base back color, I want to change it. My base is what? Form. In the current form, I want to change the color. Okay, so there is something called color.red. So color is one of the built-in structure which is ready to use in the .NET. Okay, which contains some attributes. So color name you can give, it will automatically affect. Clear? So what a back color is expecting, that can be provided with color.color. Clear? Simple example, I want to have one more button. Simple, straightforward example, how I am going to be trying, you can see this. I'll add one more button. See, I'll change this one, button red, I'll change next one green. Okay, so programmer purpose, I'm changing the name called as a BTN green. Okay, when I click on this, event gets generated automatically. This dot back color is equal to color.green. Simple. Say I'll go for another screen. Okay, I'll add one more button. Simple. Blue. Right? So they'll double click on this. You can say this dot back color is equal to color.blue. Right? So here I place 3 buttons. Okay, and I given the functionality like this directly. See, click on the button, click on the button, click on the button. Understand?
Yeah.
Okay, simple. See, these are the real times here. Windows, see here, application real time will be like this only. For example, I want to close a button. See how simple I'm trying to do, but the program code is a bit high will be there. We'll see once again. Now, I want to close the button, close the screen. So I'm simply writing close. So the name of the control is close. Okay, the text is close. The name of the control is BTN close. See here. You asked about real time, right? How a real time will be there, how a normal thing will be there. If you want to close it, simple. You can start close application using application.exit. This is a regular example, not a real time. See, simple example. When I click on the button, it's closed. Understand? Hello? So I wrote a very straightforward small line of code, application.exit. So how a real-time handling? See, if you close the screen directly, the client will not accept. So we need to have a choice whether you want to close it or not. Examples here, I'm writing like this. See how I'm writing. Okay, message box.show. This is something called closing window. Heading I want to give. Understand? Not only the heading, I want to ask the confirmation. Do you want to really close? Okay, that is not enough. Okay, message box buttons dot yes no. I want to take the confirmation from the user. Message box icon. 1 second. Caption. The second parameter is caption. Message box buttons dot yes no. Message box icon dot question mark. See how I wrote. So that indicates I'm prompting a user that it's a closing window, and I'm asking that do you want to really close it? Okay, and I'm giving an option called as a yes no 2 buttons, and I'm giving a message related symbol also question mark. If a user, see here, it's a real time example, you'll not understand this much easily, you'll understand later. Dialog result dot yes. See here, now I Xcode this. It won't work, small error is here. One second here, it's taking some time for console. See here, this is simply given. See the click on the close button. This ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, see real time like this, it will be there, right? So instead of simply closing, I'm giving an option to the user. What is the option I'm giving? See, you want to close it. See how simple it is. let's say this, what did I did, I'll show you. See here. All are here, right? Your screen is here, your choice is here. See. What happens? See. Here I given message box. Message box is having a lot of parameters. Okay. The first parameter is heading. What do you want to give? I given the heading called as a closing window. See, the heading is clear. Is this heading is clear? Closing window. Okay. Second one is title. Do you want to close? So this is my close. Able to understand?
Okay.
First parameter is as a message. Second parameter is as a title. Third parameter is what? What do you want to? What buttons you want to give a choice? I want to give 2 buttons in the choice. What are the 2 buttons? Yes, no. How this yes, no came? The reason is .NET provided a facility called as a ready-made tools, built-ins. So message box buttons is one of the enumerator type. It contains yes, no. I selected yes, no, so yes, no automatically came here. If I say yes, no, cancel, I could able to see the cancel also. Understand?
Yeah.
And the parameter of the last one, okay, message box icon dot question. So here I would like to see the question mark. Clear? So if I select a question mark, it was given question mark. If I simply say that error message will come. Cross symbol, cross message will come. So it is my questioning, right? So I given. So 4 options. One is closing window as a message. Do you want to close? Is a title. Yes, no is the buttons. Question is the question mark, right?
Yeah.
And not only this, whatever a user is going to be selecting, I want to validate. So the whatever your user is going to be selecting, that will be stored in one value. That value you can capture using this dialog result. That indicates if you select yes, okay, if you select yes, then application not exit. If you select no, nothing is going to be happening. I did not handle it. Clear?
Okay.
Able to understand? It's a real-time example. I'll take this snapshot.
Yeah. Another question is the
Please go ahead.
screen you showed, right? Like, do you want to close or closing window?
Okay.
So normally the requirements, they will say the close window should be like this or something, or how the requirements will be.
Okay.
Now I'm asking the requirements. They will give detail like some dummy screenshots with how the window should be looking, or
That is depends upon the client. Sometimes client will come and sit with you. He'll be giving like a document. Okay, whatever it may be, you can do it. Okay.
okay.
The requirement, whatever it may be. See, .NET is ready to do anything. .NET is ready to do anything. When you go for a advanced .NET, like we have something called as a WPF concept. You can go for a pixel programming. Each and every pixel in the screen can be programmable. Right?
Okay.
Okay, so requirement, if a requirement is coming, we can do anything. But requirement will be given by the client. Sometimes client will give you each and every requirement. Sometimes client will tell you what he want to do. Understand? Sometimes client will interact in each and every single requirement. Sometimes he will not interact with each and every requirement. He'll tell what he want. Okay, like screens and all, formats, colors, pictures and all, that will be coming to the designing parts. That will be done by some other people.
Oh,
Clear?
yeah. But my question was, what role we will be doing, or how now you said the designing part will be done by some other. So
yes, this is for the programming purpose. Now we are doing a programming. Okay, if we concentrate only in the designer, that will be by some other people. You know web application development, you know the difference between JSP programmer and a HTML programmer?
HTML programmer.
And the person who designed the screens,
the front ends. And,
so that is entirely different here. A programmer cannot do HTML screening. Programmer, we see who can program. Understand? A programmer cannot test. A tester cannot program. Same way, programmer will concentrate on the fulfilling the requirements, not on the designing and all. Understand?
Yeah. Now
okay.
You clarified my doubt.
Clear, right? Now, see, this is an example here. See here, my sessions will be from morning 6:30 to 7:30 IST. Okay. So for today, I'm concluding here. Tomorrow we will see some additional concepts, right? See you then, guys.
Okay. All right.
Thank you. So now for tomorrow, what do you do is please arrange the software in your systems here, so that I'll start giving you the exercises also. Okay?
Yeah, I have installed mine today, so it's done.
Okay, Mr. Reddy, you also. I'll send you the exercise as soon as possible. Bye.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. నేను ఏం చేయగలను పాడైపోయింది.
Site.